The Town Mouse and the Country Mouse. Retold by Schecter, illustrated by Hannon. At the edge of the meadow, in a chink in the wall, by the side of a small country lane, lived a fine country mouse. Her house was small, but snug. She worked hard to fill her cupboards with dried berries and jam, wheat cakes and barley corn. The busy country mouse stored sweet silver rain in a hollow rock. She made bowls and cups from acorns and swept her floor with a homemade broom. She wove curtains of spider silk and rugs of willow wand. She slept beneath a quilt of rose petals stitched neatly together with a cobweb. One fall day, after the country mouse gathered in her harvest, she invited her cousin who lived in town to come visit her. "I have so much fun here and have such good things to eat," she wrote the town mouse. "Will you please come share them with me?" And before a spider could spin a bridge from here to there, the town mouse, tapped on her country cousin's door. They greeted each other with hugs and squeaks. The country mouse welcomed the town mouse like a queen. She gave her the best seat in the house. She served toast oat cakes and steaming bowls of barley soup. And for dessert, one fresh blackberry each, washed down with rosebud tea, and a golden drop of clover honey. The town mouse tapped her tiny toes on the willow wand rug. "It's awfully quiet here," she complained to her country cousin. "Isn't there anything to do?" "Let's pick berries," suggested the country mouse. "Then we will climb to the top of the highest hill." The town mouse wrinkled her pink nose, but tied on a sunbonnet anyway. It was hot, hard work. Soon the town mouse itched all over from bug bites and brambles. She felt 40 new freckles pop out on her nose, but her country cousin just hummed happily along with the bees. Just as the town mouse sank down on a rock to rest, dark clouds blew across the sun. "Look, a storm!" cheered the country mouse. "Let's race it home." But the storm was much faster than they were. Soon they were soaked to the fur. The country mouse didn't care. She danced in the puddles and caught raindrops on her tongue. The town mouse tried her best to run between the raindrops, but she tripped on the twig and slid into the mud and landed on her nose. What a muddy mess. By the time they reached home, the rain had stopped. The country mouse bundled up her cousin and lit a fire. Night fell and crickets sang. The country mouse opened her curtains to the moonlight. She invited the fireflies to perch and gossip in her lanterns. The town mouse tried to hide big yawns behind her little paws. "I miss my dazzle and dancing," she said with a sigh. "I miss my parties and prancing." 2 yawns later, the country mouse tucked her town cousin, under the rose petal quilt she showed the fireflies into the night. Next morning, by first light, the town mouse was packed and ready to go. "I must get back to my hustle and bustle," she told her country cousin. "Won't you come with me? Tonight we'll dine on cheese and cake. Tonight we'll dance till dawn in the square. And oh, the sights we'll see." And oh, what wonders awaited them in the big, bright, bustling town. The country mouse's eyes, ears, and nose had never been so busy. She saw dancing in the streets and shops bursting with wonderful things. She smelled the warm brown smells of chocolate and cakes, and golden scent of buttered popcorn. She saw a juggler and a puppet show. And through all the merry hustle and bustle, she heard a brass band playing "Oom-ba-ba" under the stars. But suddenly, "Watch out!" cried the town mouse as the thundering wheels of a wagon rushed towards them. Just in time, she pulled her country cousin safely out of the way. The huge wheels missed them by just the width of their whiskers. Then the town mouse tugged the country mouse gently by the paw. She led her to a grand town house with windows that sparkled like diamonds and a chimney that poked the sky. At the door stood a huge, hairy watchdog with a mouth as big as a cave. As soon as the dog looked away, the town mouse pulled her country cousin inside to safety. "Shh," warned the town mouse, leading on the way on tiptoe. Her cousin grabbed her tail and held tight. She saw lamps as bright as the sun, dripping glass raindrops that tinkled when they swayed. And what were those delicious smells? She licked her pretty pink lips. Well, what was that? Suddenly the mice heard big boots stomping on the stairs. Something heavy bumped and crashed above their heads. Just in time, they ducked under the two big oak doors. And now for our feast, said the town mouse, as if nothing had happened. The town mouse led her trembling cousin across the vast dining room. They climbed up on the golden table and found themselves on the sea of lace. And oh, the treats spread before them. Chocolate cake and roast beef on silver platters and sparkling plates. Jam as red as rubies, and bread as big as a bed, and a cheese as big as a mouse's house. The country mouse was just about to take her first scrumptious bite when... A fat orange cat leaped onto the table, all teeth and claws. He caught onto the country mouse by her tail, his mouth opened wide, full of jagged yellow teeth. Too scared to squeak, the country mouse pulled her tail free and jumped right off the table. "Quick, follow me," squeaked the mouse, squeezing into a tiny hole by the hearth. But the country mouse started running. She ran through the grand house and down the high steps and through the town and didn't stop running till she reached her own safe, snug home and jumped under her own rose-petal quilt. And from that day on, the town mouse danced in the dazzle of her big, bright, bustling streets. The country mouse greeted each sunrise and sunset from her own quiet country lane. And they knew exactly where they belonged. The end. Thanks for listening.